Dear students, hello. This is Dr. Wafa Fali from University of Oran 2. We are here in order to give you an additional video on always in the reading skill. And it is about the active strategies of reading comprehension. Generally, when we write or when we read a text, we always are left with ideas that we should take in order to remember and use them later. So the objective of such a video is to help you develop the effectiveness of reading comprehension in backing up the other skills. I mean, the other skills, writing, speaking, and listening. Next, it helps you know how to take notes and synthesize information to present it to the audience. Then, to understand how to set up a room to facilitate learning and the practice skills required in learning and the work world. All those will help you in the end develop and enhance critical thinking and clarity. So we should ask the question after finishing reading a text, why take notes after reading? So taking notes first is a way to engage and retain information. So after reading, especially a text, we are always left with a passive reading. I mean by that, reading for leisure or reading for pleasure, the literary texts, for example. But the active reading is taking notes, synthesizing, analyzing, and ultimately remember and learn what you have read. So in the end, note taking is absolutely an engagement with reading to maximize learning. Well, after taking notes, you should summarize and paraphrase what you have read in your own words. Why in your own words? Because it is far more effective in helping you retain and protect, and then you use the information. So putting ideas into words is what really need in order to have effective way of note-taking. So first, we have steps in order to make note-taking more effective. The first point is highlighting and emphasizing. So you should highlight and underline important parts of the text. Example, brief notes in the margin of your text. So highlighting the keywords, the concepts, the terms, the phrases in the text will help you come across new words. And those new words or phrases should be useful, and you should, by the end, use dictionary to check them and add them to your glossary. So the description of terms should be in your own style. So putting ideas into words always make you write the notes. After highlighting, a quick way of emphasizing the keynotes, here you put your ideas, your notes retained from the text to prepare for some form of writing. I mean this form as, for example, a paragraph or points. So the content here is brief summaries and paraphrase. And sometimes you ask a question and you should put them in your last paragraph. So the forms and the styles of note-taking. So how can I have notes or take notes? First, I can take notes in a linear way. I mean by that, I start from the beginning with an introduction, with a body, and then a conclusion, and it is moving from one section to another in a logical way, using headings and subheadings. I can even take notes using diagrams. I mean by that, using boxes and charts to help you relate between ideas. And I can even take notes via patterns. And here you use the mind maps to remember the underlying information. So after that, we should ask the question, what is the importance of the note-taking? So in the end of all this journey, you should revise, you review, and you organize your notes. So the first step is when taking notes, you should select the format. After selection, you move to the processing notes. By this, you should highlight and think. And after processing the notes, you should connect thinking. You should connect between the ideas you have retained from the text. I mean by that, you start thinking beyond the text. So thinking, analyzing, deepening the content knowledge is the first step. After that, you start reacting. I mean by that, you start summarizing, reflecting on the learning, and then you paraphrase. You craft a text that captures meaning and that protects what you have taken as a content. In the end, you should apply what you have learned. So applying learning is using the notes as learning data or as a learning tool. And this is the ultimate objective of note-taking, is how to apply what you have retained. So here it is, a list of references for more information. I should even thank you for your precious attention and see you then in another video.